All right, let's talk about a huge move on the global chessboard, something that's really turning a lot of heads. We're diving into a new military pact between India and Russia, and trust me, this is way more than just business as usual. It's a serious deepening of a strategic relationship that goes back decades.
And this quote, it absolutely nails it. This isn't just about buying and selling some new hardware. No, we're talking about a pact that lets Russian and Indian warships and planes operate from each other's bases with full support. It is a total game changer for how their militaries can work together.
You know, the timing here is pretty much everything. Right before a massive presidential visit to New Delhi, the Russian parliament just fast-tracks the whole thing. And you have to know that's not a coincidence. It's a huge diplomatic signal about just how important this partnership really is to them.
Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. What exactly is this RELOS pact? Well, the name itself, Reciprocal Exchange of Logistics, kind of gives the game away, doesn't it?
So what does that actually mean in plain English? At its core, RELOS is all about cutting through the red tape. It's a formal framework that lets the two militaries use each other's ports and bases for stuff like fuels, supplies, and repairs, all without a mountain of paperwork for every single visit.
And the real-world benefits? They're huge. Just picture an Indian warship out on a long patrol that needs to refuel. With this pact, it could just pull into a Russian port. No fuss, no waiting for lengthy diplomatic approvals. It makes everything from joint military exercises to disaster relief missions so much more efficient.
And look, this isn't some short-term thing. The pact is locked in for 5 years and it's set up to renew automatically. That right there tells you this is a long-term commitment. Both sides are planning on this deep military cooperation for the foreseeable future.
So, the big question is, why are they doing this now? What's in it for each country? Let's break down how this whole thing really is a win-win for both New Delhi and Moscow.
This chart just lays it all out perfectly. For India, the big prize is access to Russia's Arctic ports. That's a region that's becoming incredibly important as new shipping lanes open up. And for Russia, it's all about getting a solid foothold in the super busy Indian Ocean, letting it project power way beyond its own backyard.
Let's just pause and think about the sheer scale of this for a second. For the Indian Navy, this pact just blew their operational area wide open. We're talking access from the Pacific all the way to the Arctic. It dramatically enhances their reach, especially along that northern sea route.
And for Russia, especially while they're facing Western sanctions, this is just a brilliant strategic move. It lets them maintain a serious presence in the critical Indian Ocean without having to spend billions building their own new overseas bases. It's a massive strategic boost. Okay, so let's zoom out. How does this one agreement fit into the giant geopolitical game being played right now? This is where you can really see India's unique and, frankly, very delicate foreign policy in action.
Now this table, this is where things get really fascinating. It puts the whole RELOS deal into context. See, India already has these kinds of logistics agreements with all its Quad partners, the US, Japan, and Australia. Those are the bedrock of their military cooperation. And now they're bringing Russia, their oldest military partner, into a very similar kind of arrangement.
And that, right there, is the key takeaway. By having these kinds of foundational pacts with both Washington and Moscow, India is putting itself in a totally unique position. It is a masterclass in what they call strategic autonomy. It's basically an updated version of their old non-aligned policy, letting them have strong partnerships with everyone without being tied down to any single camp.
So, when you strip everything else away, what's the ultimate message here? What is this RELOS pact really signaling to the rest of the world?
The single most important message is one word: resilience. Despite all the global pressures and shifting alliances, the India-Russia relationship isn't just surviving, it's actually getting deeper. This pact is proof that a bond built over decades can absolutely withstand the craziness of a changing world.
And all of this leaves us with one final massive question for the future. India is playing this incredibly complex geopolitical game, right? Building military bridges with rival superpowers. The great challenge, the million-dollar question is, can it keep walking this tightrope? Can it really navigate the stormy waters of their rivalry? It's definitely something we're all going to be watching.